Hi, everybody. Welcome to Chamber Check-In. Today we've got Sandra Dueck, Policy Analyst at the Peterborough Chamber of Commerce. Sandra, welcome.
Hey, Sai, how are you?
I'm well, thanks. Thanks for joining us. So let's get
Welcome.
into, let's talk about the policy work that the Chamber has done here from the beginning of the pandemic until April 17th.
Well, I think it's definitely been something that has been constantly evolving. And really, what I wanted to start by saying is thank you to our members, to the businesses who have reached out through various avenues, because we are receiving a lot of comments in through our different funnels, email, social media, etc. And it's really important that that continue, because we are finding that government is listening to what we are passing on to them from our businesses in this area, and that's extremely important. So, we have been talking about commercial rent programs from the start. We've been talking about wage subsidies from the start, and programs and low interest loans that have now kind of formulated at this time into the temporary wage subsidy, the emergency business account, and the soon to be released commercial rent assistance program. So I think you can see right there that how this is working, and how government is listening to what businesses are saying.
Yeah, I mean, and it like one of our things that I want to make sure that our members understand is that you and Stu are on calls constantly with all elected officials. I mean, throughout the day, even. So, just to echo your point about the feedback,
We're passing it on. Yeah, we do a weekly call with the MPP and the MP, and we are on a 3 times a week call with the group affectionately known as Team PTBO, which also features some of our city and county councillors. So, and county connections. So there's a lot going on, and there's a lot of ways that we are definitely reaching back to our government officials. I think it's really important to realize the impact of businesses telling their stories where they don't see themselves, where they do see themselves, because we pass those on, and they really do resonate. I think some of on a municipal level will be feeding into the business community perspective, feeding into the long-term financial plan that is going to be coming forward to City Council in the coming weeks. So we're working on that right now. There's a recovery plan that's coming from PCAD, which we have been a part of developing, and we will be a part and help implement once we start leaning towards recovery, and perhaps even sooner some of the pieces that can be done now. So I think it is important to know that every level is listening, and so telling us what's going on and where you're seeing those hiccups is extremely important. On the provincial side, the commercial rent piece is really important, and that's going to be a program that in the end will have to be something that is federal and in conjunction with the provinces and territories. So we're hoping to hear more details on that next week. The Prime Minister has said that he has spoken to the provinces, and I'm sure this was a topic of conversation. Some of the pieces that have been enacted since we've been talking about is the opportunity that provinces gave municipalities to eliminate late fees on taxes. So that is now in place. We've seen a delaying of the employer health tax. There's some pieces around WSIB premiums, and I'm actually asking for some more information around that to make sure that that is in the best space possible, and how we can look at those expenses. I know expenses have been delayed for 6 months until October 31st, but what exactly does that mean? What does that look like? How do businesses connect with that? And then on the federal side, as I say, all of the programs that we're hearing and the continual updates to those programs are a direct result of businesses using our channels and us channeling it to our federal members.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah, so thank you for giving that quick little update. Is there any, I mean, that was a good broad overview of municipal, provincial, and federal. Is there anything else that you kind of want to make sure our members know about?
For sure. I mean, we know recently this week that the federal government lowered and and extended the threshold for the emergency business account. So now it's a 20K on the lower end and $1.5 million on the higher end in payroll in 2019. That now makes you eligible. So that will capture some more businesses for sure. We still did have some concerns about the businesses that still won't capture. Now, today, the Prime Minister announced $962 million that will be going to regional development agencies and community futures. So the potential is that those businesses that may not see themselves in that emergency business account will be able to see themselves in perhaps the dollars that are going to those two organizations to help smaller and more rural businesses weather the storm, bridge the gap, all of those things, because it's extremely important that that happen.
Gotcha. Yeah. Well, and like you said, that just got announced today, so we're not exactly sure all the details. So let's hope that that flows into some smaller businesses. Well, Sandra, thank you so much for your time.
No problem. Take care.